Splash it on me.
I had to splash it on you. Jesus. What's wrong with us? Why do we do this on Mondays?
Because it's the best day to do it.
We get weird.
Brains are fried. They're not warmed up yet. Exactly. So the point change next season. People are going to be like, my point.
Again?
Yeah.
You're gonna change the system again?
It's an evolution from where we're at. And it's going to, it's going to do that.
What is this, Pixel? We just gotta learn a new system every season? That's every month
every
now.
3 seasons. It's been like 2 seasons, 3 seasons with the system.
Time. It's a hard thing to calculate.
Yeah, it is.
We're looping it back to an earlier conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna mix things up for sure. Like, things are being taken into account. Like map length, right? Like, it's challenging. It's a challenging equation. I don't know if anybody will figure it out the first season.
No, wait. Length now matters? Wait, did length matter before?
Length kind of matters now, but now it's really
there
gonna
was
matter.
A standard length.
And death rate will cause change too.
Length does matter. Death rate?
Yeah. Death rate?
I'm interested in that. How could that ever be a...
Could you imagine somebody like Cam if the XP was viable?
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember, I think you were talking about this the other week. And it's like, it wouldn't be universal, right? It's kind of like depending on the map type of a thing.
The what?
Depending on the map, I guess. Like, I don't know. You were saying this, maybe it was last week. Like, there's just going to be a variety, basically, of different maps providing different outputs for different things within the map. Length, death rate.
Oh, yeah.
So then, potentially, every map is, like, different. So let's say you lose half your balls on one map, you could get more experience on that one, and then another map you lose half your balls and you get less experience, and it's like, why?
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard to break down. It's gonna take a lot of investigation, and yeah, I don't know who's gonna figure it out. I'm sure Mac will just be all over it.
Yeah, there's gonna be some people. I'm also sure that, like marbles has always happened, people are just gonna play marbles the way they play marbles, and someone's gonna figure it out. Be like, I'm just rolling marbles, I don't know, and I'm flying.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Somebody's gonna be like, why am I winning?
Yeah.
Could you imagine there's like a streamer in like not the marbles category who just plays regularly, but it just wasn't framed the right way, and then they're like, like, everybody's hopping in their channel. Hey, you know you're winning?
They're just
you're winning
studying.
the leaderboard.
Like, what is he doing here?
No, but I think it'll be good. I mean, this is a long time coming. And a lot of work has gone into the equation for it, so...
Yeah.
And not me.
I just sniped. Ferrari says, can't wait for all the angry Discord posts about these points suck. Let's go back the old way with only top 3 getting points because it was easier to understand. And I think that's something that does frustrate people with marbles sometimes, is when things aren't so easy to understand. You can't just like mindlessly drop a ball or mindlessly race balls or tilt or whatever. It's like, now it's more and more becoming this system that you got to think about a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like it. I like that type of thing because at the same time, I think you can find ways to still. I don't want to say it, quote unquote, mindlessly drop, but casually drop and do well, or figure out a way as a streamer to casually roll as long as you're consistent with the patterns that work. Yeah. I've always enjoyed it when you've added things in that were more like, oh, gotta just think about this a little bit more. Because when I first got into marbles, I was always searching for that, and it's probably really hard to find it now because there's so many little things. But you know, I was writing down all the map names, all the because I don't know if we had like average time lengths, and I was writing down the times it took and how much experience I was getting, and I was like writing all this stuff down and like matching it all up and doing my own averages and stuff, and it was one of those things I really enjoyed, was hunting down that meta.
Right. It probably comes down to, it was easier to do back then because there wasn't so many maps. Now, like, if you wanted to do that, you'd have to like have charts of all kinds of stuff with community maps, and then build in Tilted, try Royale. Like, how does everything wrap into the ecosystem, right? And how does it like play out?
Yeah, way too many maps now to really find like you could, you know, a grouping of some. I'm sure you're like, okay, this is good speed and good experience, I'll just run with these ones. But yeah, we like with what, 30 maps, 40, 50, like slowly building. It's just like, that's why Marbles on Green happened.
Yeah, yeah, man, exactly.
I
think it's gonna be fun. So that, and then we can get into some raw stuff. Should we get a little raw? I see a lot of chitter chatter about viewership.
Oh yeah? I feel like that's always a thing, but
I just find it interesting how it's always like this conversation point, and it's always a conversation point between people who aren't getting it. Right?
Do you think they're just trying to understand how to get it? Or
well, I think there's like this idea of like, marbles will always bring this baseline number to you, right? Whatever that number is. And you could just ride it. You just ride that number. But if you don't think beyond that, you're one-to-one following the hype of the game, right? So when the game gets really hype, you feel it. You feel great. But when it goes low and there's not a lot of hype, like we go through waves easily, right? Like there's just content bursts like this last season, right? We got all the rev share, that's exciting, with all the extra tickets and everything. But then we're gonna go into a lull. And then the people who are 100% relying on that viewership are gonna feel it, right? And I just find it like interesting that people put so much energy into complaining about viewership when they're not even putting all their energy into obtaining viewership. If you like, you're talking about it, you're complaining about it, why aren't they here? What do I need to do? And yet the stream is not reflecting a stream that somebody's put a lot of energy into, right?
Yeah.
And now,
so,
but people are gonna immediately grab onto what I just said and go, well, I'm streaming a lot. I'm streaming a lot, right? So that's all my energy. It's like, I understand that, but you need to understand, like, if we just took all our energy and put it 100% into a single feature in the game, like one single feature, we've been doing it for years, that feature would be great, right? But everything else around it would suck. So it's like, you have to diversify your time and build widespread across many avenues on your stream to grow that community, to build the people around you that you want to have around you, right? And if you just sit there in silence and then complain, you're just going to have the people who need from you, need points, right? Or whatever it is, maybe a little bit of like a place to chill, but you're not going to grow that because you're not sharing it. You're not passionate about it. You're not sharing on Twitter, talking about your stuff, your space, what you're doing, your, Discord and things like that. Like, if you're not doing those things, you really can't sit there and complain.
Yeah.
Because you haven't even tried. Right?
I was going to say, like, if I'm sitting there and I find myself complaining, like, immediately, like, my brain is just like, solution, find solution. What's the solution? Like, for me personally right now, I feel like I'm doing a lot outside of streaming, but I'm on the opposite spectrum. I feel like I need to do more streaming at this point because I feel like I'm doing more outside of it. So, I mean, I totally get coming from that side too, because when I first started streaming, and I think this is a lot of people who first start streaming, you just stream your balls off. You don't know you don't know any better. You don't know I mean, if you're coming into the content creation world fresh, you don't know anything. You're just like seeing people streaming. You're like, okay, I'm gonna start streaming too, and then you realize like no one's showing up. You got to do a lot more. So then you start thinking, okay, how do I do more? What can I do? How can I make my stream better? Does it sound okay? Am I using my camera? Am I like talking? Is it boring? You know, all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if you're not asking yourself those questions after your little complaints about your own stream and trying to fix that, it's like the people I see sometimes complaining, like, or maybe not complaining. I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes because some people are like, you can always tell people want more, but they'll say things like, I don't care about viewership. I've been streaming for 5 years to 5 people. But like, why are you saying this if you don't care? Like, why does that? That's a weird thing to me. If you don't care, like, then just don't care.
Right.
Or maybe I don't know. Maybe there's an argument to that because I'm thinking maybe it's like, oh, those people just want to make other people feel better for not having as many viewers. It's like, hey, it's fine, you know, I'm out here enjoying myself. I don't have many viewers. But if those people that they're like telling that want to become a big streamer, then I mean, those are the people you're not going to want to listen to, right? The people who have been streaming for 5 years to 5 people, because they're not innovating, they're not trying new things, they're not. If you're doing something for 5 years and you want it to grow and it hasn't grown at all, yeah,
you got to start assessing.
Yeah, you really got to start assessing.
No, 100%.
But that's the key, though. Do you really want it to grow? And I think that's the, like, I can figure it out with some people compared to others. And it's like, how bad do you really want it? How bad?
They're hard questions. That's why, right? It's hard questions because it's reality questions. It's existential questions. Do I want this to happen? Because if one of the answers is no, the reaction should be pull back and stop doing the thing. But a lot of people are so ingrained with the thing, whatever it be. Like, we can look at it marbles, right? But it can also be expanded to really anything else, right? If you're not into it and you answer the question, let's say you do something, you spend 8 hours a day doing it, right? Mm-hmm. You look at it objectively and say, you know what? This is not for me. The reaction is then pulling back and making a change. That's the challenging part. Is like, how do they make that change if they don't like something? Like, how do you actually pull back from something? If you're relying it for revenue, if that's the case, right? Yeah. If it's a job, how do you actually make that change where it's scary, right? Make whatever, a couple $1,000 a month, whatever you're doing. How do you pull back from that when it pays your bills or when it does this, right? Mm-hmm. I think that could be a challenge for some people. And it might not be financial, right? It might not be financial reasoning. It might just be mental reasoning. Like, I really like this. It makes me happy, but it's not achieving what I needed to achieve for the amount of time I spend with it. All right. I guess, like, there's just like all these little questions that you have to assess, and it's just that reality.
I mean, that's relatable, and I get that. Because, like, man, there's plenty of times I don't talk about this at all. Like, this is probably the first time I'll ever talk about it. I mean, maybe with Goody or closer people or DMs or whatever, but, like, man, the amount of work and time I put into some shit to see nothing or to see very little is so, oh my God. It makes me want to turn my camera off, want to stop innovating, want to stop doing shit and just sitting there and doing nothing. You know what I mean? When you have one of those bad days or bad moments. I don't know. It happens all the time in content creation. It's all the time. Yeah. So it's like sometimes it just catches up with you. Where it's like, man,
do you have like a specific example you can kind of like walk through the thought process, or is it not really something that you want to talk about in depth?
I mean, I don't know. because it can be a mixture. Like, let's say I'm working on something like the Spoooble World Tour thing that I used to do, you know? And I wasn't feeling it too much, like, with the maps, and I was like, I mean, with some of the maps I was, and some, just, like, my character, I guess, in it, I wasn't feeling. The maps were great, everything around it was great, but, like, there was some disconnect I wasn't feeling, but, like, a lot of work went into it, and I was really trying to, like, feel it more, and it was work, you know, over time it was, like, working out, but, yeah, I don't know, I wasn't sensing there was enough from it, even though I had studio support and everything, like, there was something, I just wasn't feeling enough from it, I guess, and I don't know, I put all this work into it, so I was, like, super upset about it, and then I just killed it instead of continuously working on it more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, like, that's the hard stuff to do, right? That's the hard decisions, because you put so much energy into it to build it out for how long?
Yeah, but it's not like
right?
it's dormant, I guess, right? It's like, it's still an idea out there, but
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those. It's tough. It's tough. And then, you know, you'll look at, you know, I think everybody can feel this. Like, you feel like you're trying really hard, and then you look at somebody else who seems like they're not trying as hard, and maybe they are. Maybe they're trying harder. You don't really know this, but you see them, and it seems like they're not trying as hard, and they're getting more and more support than you are, and you're like, I'm trying so damn hard, and you're like, what the hell? So, like, all this stuff can just eat you up inside. It's tough. It's tough. But that's, like, the different spectrum, I guess, of, like, you could see all this and feel all this and go down that route of, like, F everything, I'm not going to try anymore, this is a pain in the ass, I give up. Or you go the other route of, like, really trying and innovating and doing more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the constant, eternal struggle, I would say, for me anyway. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing plenty, sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. Sometimes the reactions of certain things I do are more than I expected. Sometimes they're a lot less than I expected, and I put a lot of, you know, it's all over the place, so.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's like just poking around, right? Just trying different stuff and building everything out. It takes so much time. But I think all in all, it's just, you have to keep assessing yourself and what you're doing, right? If you're truly asking the question,
that's what it's all about, is value to you.
Yeah. If you're truly asking the question of, like, why are people not here? Why is this number not what I want it to be? You have to dive deeper into that subject, right? You have to try harder, learn more. There's so much to learn in this space. And, like, I'm at this all day, every day, trying to just learn as much information. And I feel like I don't do it enough. So I can't imagine somebody who spends a couple hours at, you know, here and there doing it, right?
Well, I mean, I think you're
always gonna feel like you're behind.
You see it from people too on the feel bad, like, posts around places, like, oh, I don't feel like I'm enough. I never feel like I'm enough. I think that's like a human trait. We never feel like we're enough. Yeah. And then we get depressed, and guess what? We do nothing more, and then we feel worse.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm never doing enough, and I feel shitty about it, so I'm going to lay around and do nothing, and then I'm going to feel even worse because I'm laying around doing more of nothing, and then I'm not doing anything, so I'm going to keep thinking about not doing anything, even though I want to do stuff, and I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
At that point, exactly. I've been to those points. Yeah, it's the cycle. It's terrible.
That's the snowball of death.
Yeah. So it's like, you really, at a certain point, like, for me, I have to, like, slap myself across the face sometimes if I feel myself spiraling, and just be like, get the fuck out of bed and do something. Yeah. Go do something. Go do this. Go work on something. Like, distract yourself and just get to work. Go do something. Or work or play or fun, whatever. I say work, but it's like, get to just doing something. Like, go hiking, go for a walk, go climb a mountain, like, whatever.
I think accomplishing something is key. Something that you want to accomplish, even if it's small tasks, it feels so good, right? To, like, just get something.
Yeah, I think that's why people get depressed. And I know there's also manic depression and things that are deeper, that are out of control or whatever, but, like, that's where you can feel yourself spiraling, is if you're not doing anything, you're not accomplishing anything, you don't feel good about yourself because you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah, man. And then, yeah, imagine, like, you're feeling that, then you go live, and then you're not getting any interaction from chat, right? You have, like, a couple people there, and you're just, in your head, you're still spiraling because you're thinking about why people aren't there. You're just digging into your brain, and you're not, like, objectively looking at the situation and just trying to break it down and understand where the flaws are, right? It's like, okay, here's this. I haven't tried this before. Like objectively, I haven't tried my cam on before. Maybe you should try that, right? Like maybe you should try, and maybe it's not a, like, here's one. Maybe you're not a cam streamer. You're like, I don't want to have a cam on, but maybe you do tilted. You know, an interesting thing about tilted is it's skill based, and people often want to see how you're achieving what you're achieving. Having a cam on your keyboard and mouse might be interesting. I know a lot of like big COD streamers, they may not do cam stream, but they have a cam on their keyboard because a lot of people are curious. Number one, whether you're cheating, right? But number two, it's like, what keybinds are they using? How do they hold their keyboard, right? Like, I watch Sim sometimes, and he actually has his keyboard vertically almost sometimes, and it's like, holy crap! Like, I never even thought of having the keyboard that way. And just from that perspective of me, like that's something I learned just by watching other streamers and being like, oh, this is how it made me feel when this person had their cam on their keyboard and I was engaging with that, right? Like, and then you can take that and then apply it to your own stream. And this is all like just knowledge for you to consume while you're out there learning. Like, that's why it's so important to watch other streams and not just watch it mindlessly, but watch it and go, how's this stream making me feel? What is missing here? What do I feel that is not good enough? Right? But yeah, dude, like audio is so key. Like the little things, audio and cam. If you do like really annoying audio, or you know, you have a sound that's just always triggering and it's just there, like if you have a dog barking in the background, you're wearing a headset so you don't hear the dog, but everybody hears the dog, and it's like, you think that's good? Like when you have a neighbor and the dog's barking all day, do you like that? Hey, if you do, then cool, right? Then grow a community around it, lean into it,
or
do your thing.
Smoke alarm.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So I did a random Fortnite duo or something, and I didn't notice it, but people in chat were saying the person I was playing with had the thing going off in the background. It's hilarious.
Maybe it was me.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's like all these little things to build on. Maybe that wasn't raw. I felt just good. It wasn't raw enough.
Yeah. Well, get rawer about it.
How do we get rawer about it? What achieves the rawer?
I had something to say during that.
Uh-oh.
But you know, it's like we're like ranting about other stuff. It's hard to. It's like when you're eating sunflower seeds, you're like separating the seeds from what you're eating and then what you're spitting at. You know, you're like, it's this whole like that's the brain compartment. But I can't do that like sunflower seeds. It's just like I have to focus on what you're saying. And if I put that what I wanted to say in a compartment, it fades out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I choke on the sunflower seeds.
Yeah, sounds about right, man. Sounds about right.
But yeah. Streams.
Always evolving.
If you want it, come and take it.
Dude, I'm noticing more and more like people are getting good ad revenue options with Twitch, eh?
Yeah.
It's really good to see.
Well,
I think
like the incentive things?
The incentives and just in general making more off ads.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's really good to see. Like, that's a good direction if that's the aim of the platform. Like, getting more to the streamers.
As much as everyone is going to cry more about ads, well, probably... No. The people who were already crying about ads are going to cry more about ads. So I don't think there's going to be many more people in addition to those people, right? There might be a few more coming on. They're like, yeah, there's more ads. This sucks. But, like, I ultimately think, whether you believe this is good or not, this is going to drive more people to put more money into Twitch, whether it be subbing for no ads or Turbo for no ads. Twitch is now giving more ad revenue back. I know there's a whole lot of talk about changing revenue stuff in general. I don't know how Twitch is gonna deal with that stuff, but they do listen. Like, it might take a lot of time for things to happen, if they ever happen, but like, I can tell that Twitch listens. So anyway, I just feel like if there's more, if the flow ends up happening more where they're getting more money, like maybe that stuff's possible, or more things like the incentives of ads or something like that, you know, more coming back to the creators if they're getting more from ads and things like that. So anyway, that's just my speculation.
No, I totally agree. I also think that just the more money actually coming back to streamers, it just means more going back into the whole system, because so many streamers support each other. So you see it all the time, right? Yeah. So the more money that each streamer has, it honestly just means more people are going to be engaging with each other's systems, like the ads or whatever, or sorry, not ads, but like subs or whatever, or even if it's like through the game. Now that there's rev share through that, like I really feel like every platform should have some sort of like rev share potential, even if it's small, and just allow streamers, like mostly the stuff that streamers engage with or influencers, right? Is like just let them build on what you're making, and only it strengthens everybody involved. Yeah, man, it's good. Like,
yeah, you know,
I just think it's.
Apple just says just got Turbo last month, life changing, and you know, I'm thinking about it too, and like, there's always going to be juicers, right? There's always going to be people gifting out there, and I think Turbo is really good if you're someone who likes to hop around places. Perfect for marbles, grinders, or just people who like to hop around marbles in general. And then, you know, if instead of, like, let's say you're, I want to support these people, you're hanging out there, first of all, you could potentially get gifted. So, I mean, I know it's fun to have a sub in a channel, but also, oh God, I lost my train of thought. Also, like the bits thing too. I feel like if I don't have Turbo right now, but I've been thinking about this, getting Turbo and then just doing bits as opposed to like subbing to people and everything. I'll just spend my money on bits and Turbo every month, and then spread the love that way, as opposed to continuously trying to sub to people. Because there's always going to be those people out there again that gift. So I could potentially grab one.
Yeah.
Which is, it's weird. I don't know if this is maybe because I'm a partner and I get more privileges or something, but like I just lurk sometimes in giant streams and I end up getting gifted. Whether it's because they're getting juiced all the time, I don't know, or it's because that I have that partner thing, so it's like, let's just throw this guy one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's a good question.
Yeah.
It's like, how does that algorithm work to pick users?
The emotes, that's the toughest thing, I think. Yeah, people want to sub because of the emotes.
Yeah, man. There's so much value on Twitch. Like, if you actually think about it and break it down, like when you sub to a streamer, there's a lot.
Yeah.
And then a lot of streamers build stuff in their Discord as well. So if you're a sub, you get access to something special in their Discord.
Yep.
It's very interesting. I love it. I love this space. It's just really fun to dev on, like from this standpoint.
Yeah. Itty Bitty put in a bit ago. How about drama? Don't show anyone the leaderboard. Only find out at the end of season. You've mentioned that before, haven't you?
I mean, back in the day when I was afraid of like drama.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of it anymore. Like, let it happen.
Well, I mean, I think part of the joy of seasons and leaderboards and grinding is watching all the stats go and being like, oh, I got this much this day, rolling here, here, and here, and this, whatever, all that crap. So, like, to cut that out, and people are just guessing, I'm just gonna crank my face off, I don't know, oh God. No.
It's just, it's like, I get it. But yeah, I was trying to think of a solution when I was afraid of drama. When I was like, oh no, there's drama, it can't be existing. Like, there can't be drama. People can't be mad at each other. Everybody's got to get along. It's like, no, you don't. You don't. You don't need to get along with everybody.
I think it's really
probably
good.
Better that you don't.
I think it's good that there's drama and that not everyone gets along exactly. I mean, that's going to happen in any community, right? It's all about, like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's healthy to have competition and stuff, but it's like you can't let it consume you, and you can't. It's good life experience to deal with this stuff, even though it's all online. And I think you'll learn a lot socially, and you'll strengthen yourself once you realize, like, if you don't like somebody, you can actually cut them out of your life. Like, you can do that. Yeah. It's free and it's easy, and then you feel better. You might feel bad at first because you're like, man, I feel bad. I really want everyone to like me. Mm-hmm. But this just isn't working out. And I'm not going to keep trying. So I'm going to cut it off. It's going to hurt at first, but then you feel free.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I think it's a good learning. I think it's good that there's drama and that there's competition in this community. And yeah, there's people that absolutely love each other and would kill. Well, maybe not that far. They're protective. Let's just say that. Yeah. They're super protective. And then, you got all the. I think it's a nice little society, a little marble society going on. It reflects the world. Everything can't be all peaches and roses, but there can be peaches and roses.
It's true.
And you can focus on the peaches and roses and push the bullshit aside and say, this is the internet. It's not like you're stuck next to your neighbor who's blasting music and throwing peaches and rainbows at your front door.
I don't want those peaches and rainbows. Get them out of here.
It's like, this is the internet. Just block, ban, hang out wherever they're not hanging out. If it really bothers you that much that you can't even hang out in the same place as them. Which I think brings out a lot of the issue, is because that does really bother a lot of people to have to hang out somewhere where even if they have somebody blocked or ignored or banned, they still see them in the race type of a thing, and they still see them getting celebrated or talked to by the streamer. So, like, I think that's where the big issue comes from, because it's like, oh, I still want to hang out here, but the streamer lets this person I absolutely hate hang out here, so yeah.
How dare they?
How dare they? The struggle.
It's challenging to
everyone.
Step back and be like from that perspective. It's like, it's hard to step back and just be like, they're just there.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk to them. I don't have to read what they're saying. You don't even have to block or ban them. You just don't process
just straight up ignore. Like
like, just be an adult, right? If you walk down the street and there's somebody screaming at the top of their lungs in the corner, what are you
gonna go up to everyone and be like, hey, this person's really upsetting me over here? No, you're just gonna ignore them and keep moving on.
But if they're breaking the law, then you have somebody to call, right? So it's the same thing on Twitch, except if they're breaking TOS, you put in the report and move on, right? You can't control what Twitch is going to do anyways. There's no point sitting there being like, oh my God, are they going to ban it? Like, you just got to move on. Mm-hmm. But I think the world's getting better at that. I think the last couple of years have really highlighted some flaws, and people are starting to learn. Because I see more attempts at healing than not now, which is good. It's great. Like, but we need to go through this period of everybody online, and everybody's like forced to hear everybody's opinions, right? And God forbid somebody has a different opinion than you and it's completely opposite, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going through a huge period just because of the internet and the world being connected, of just hearing everyone's opinion. Everyone's.
Yeah, everyone's. And you got to understand, like, some of these opinions come from places, like, come from countries with completely different perspectives on the world.
Yeah.
Completely different. Stuff that you think is completely wrong, they're doing. And stuff that we're doing, they think is completely wrong. So, like, this whole world is just adjusting to everything being merged together.
Yep.
But here we are. I mean,
we're
still alive.
We need a new world order.
All under one roof. Everybody must agree to the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a big issue in the space, like what we're dealing with, right? These evolutions of marbles, to bring it back home.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say? Or did you backbrain it and lost it?
Probably backbrained. Yeah. Something about the world. Yep. It's gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah, for now I don't see the need to remove leaderboards. I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy most of the competition. I think another thing is that this community hasn't even faced much of a competition, truly. I think a lot of people are able to shift accordingly and treat each other fairly in their own way, which is another good thing. But you got to understand that this is a global game, and eventually, if we continue growing, right, there's that if, but if we continue growing, there will be people getting into the space that are not going to conform to this thinking. Right? That's it. And it's not saying good or bad. I'm just saying there's going to be people that go, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do, period. Right? I enjoy what I do, period. That's it. Me and my community going to crank this face off.
There's a big difference between people who get into marbles and grow because of the community, and then people who already have a community and then get into marbles. So, like, if one of those people does latch on to it and is just like, hey, I absolutely love this, my community loves this, let's do it. Let's just crank our faces off.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, shit. But at the same time, you're going to, like, depending on the size of this streamer's community or whoever, if this ends up happening or if it, you know, it has happened in the past. They just don't grind forever. They might like grind for a little bit, then marble, you know, whatever. DNP3, I guess, is an example of that. So it brings these bigger communities into the space, and then people who love marbles and learn about the leaderboard, they're like, hey, I want to keep doing this. Viewers, or maybe they want to start streaming themselves, or they are streamers themselves already. So it like helps out the marbles community and gets more people out here. One of the reasons I always love trying to hunt down those people that aren't marbling in the marbles category, like I'm trying to hunt them all down, because I think everybody like I really think everyone who's learned about marbles, maybe not very often at all, you know, once a month or something, but they might, you know, pull it out and be like, hey, there's this marbles game, XQC's done it.
Yeah, man. Is there any raws to pull from chat? I haven't been really keeping up with it.
Not really, no.
Wow.
Can we get a mullet for a marble trail?
I'm sure one day they'll pop up. I mean, if you're really adamant on it, just put on Canny and we'll get to it.
Mullets are coming back, I heard.
I mean, they are back. They're here. You want to see? Can you guys see this? Hold on. Do you see that?
It's a cloud. What are we looking at?
Oh, did it not change yet?
Oh, it's the cat, Skylar.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Gianna's rocking a mullet.
Oh, hell yeah. Already?
Guys, we got like 10 minutes left, so I know people have been saying a lot in chat, which is awesome. You guys having conversations in there. Always remember that the Get Raw Redeem is there. Sometimes we snipe things from chat, but yeah, thanks for... well, I assume you guys stayed civil. I don't know. I don't really pay attention. But thanks for staying civil and joining in the conversations, and I guess we'll just read some chat for a little bit, unless we got some more to say. If we got any final words, Jerry Springer style. What did he call it? Final words? Was that it?
Oh,
no complaints. Yeah, guys, what the hell? No complaints today. I'm gonna complain about that.
I think people are just cautious to complain.
Yeah.
Right? Because the way we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like a negative thing.
You want me to just say something?
Yeah.
Stir a little pot. Actually,
I mean, there's a whole bunch of things like we know, right?
Yeah.
Like the difference between tilted and racing, right? There's always opinions about that. Like, oh my God, you know, this person can do this within this amount of time, and I have to do this within this amount of time to achieve the same thing. Or like this person has more viewers and therefore for me to keep up, right? Like, but to me,
it's always going to be criticism of how people are playing the game. I feel like I always sense it whenever I feel like whenever I'm doing something, or if I'm grinding a bit. And I see it with other people who are grinding. Like, you see the little chatterings going on all over the place. It's like, Twitch is a public space, and I'm hopping around marbles areas all the time. Like, it's so... man, we talk about it all the time. It's just so funny. Like, people won't come in here and say the shit that they'll say publicly elsewhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because everybody's afraid of us.
You think it's a safe space out there? No. Everyone's watching everywhere. Everyone's watching. It's not just us. It's not just us. No, everyone's watching everywhere. Also, here's a little piece of raw too. Because we're special, because Pixel and I are special, okay? Sometimes people will DM us and just tell us these things too and show us the screenshots. And then we get all this juicy drama just flowing in. It's like, yes.
I don't even need to watch soap operas, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I got Twitch, baby.
It's beautiful. So thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah, keep up the drama.
And like nobody would know that unless I said it just then, and nobody knows who's coming to me or what's being said because I just keep it private. I just love that juicy drama, but it's all, and then I talk people through it too because it's like most of it is it comes down to, hey, if this is serious, you got to report it to Twitch and spread the word and the info of what's happening to other people so that they can get reported and it can properly be getting taken care of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy. It really is easy. Once you break things down to its core level and realize you're not in high school anymore, and you don't have to go to the
it's easy to get really upset at randoms on the internet, you know? Gym? What are you saying about gym class?
Third period gym class. You don't have to like go meet up with them and hate them, right?
True.
So, I mean, you might have to go to Thursday happy hour together. Mm. Who knows? I don't know. Or Pro Marbles League. I don't know. Right? If you have to compete in the same space, then that's like having the same class, and you have the same teacher. Oh my God.
Mm. Yeah.
Those are the days.
Or like same lunchtime, and your table like that you eat at ends up being close to their table.
Oh God, dude. And then you might go to like cross the street to the shawarma place together.
Shawarma? What did you say? What's a shawarma?
Shawarma. Yeah.
Is that a Canadian thing?
What? Have you never had a shawarma?
No.
Oh my God. Is that what it's like living out in the forest?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Gabagool.
I'm a KBBQ guy.
Yeah, I mean that's good too. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying when you're in high school, you probably don't go to KBBQ. You go to shawarma.
What the hell is that? You didn't even tell me what it is yet.
It's a wrap.
Oh.
It's basically a wrap.
Well, then why not just say a wrap? You think everyone knows
because
what
it's not a wrap.
is?
It's a shawarma. Yo, I guarantee there's so many people in chat that love shawarma.
Yeah.
And you've never had it?
I probably have. It's like listening to music. It's like I've heard all these songs, but I don't know the name of the song or the artist half the time.
You ever go into those places that have like huge meat?
Oh yeah, that's what that is.
And then they slice it off and put it in a wrap for you.
Oh,
hey. Yeah. It's like that.
Trauma. Donair. Yeah, dude, I was actually gonna say Donair. Like, is it something like a Donair? Because I know.
Yeah, I think Donair is like the Greek. Is that Greek? I think it's a Greek or.
I learned that from Trailer Park Boys, which is Canadian. Okay. So I thought that was a Canadian thing. That's where I learned about all dressed chips too. Was Trailer Park Boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have you ever had them?
Yeah.
Oh, they're good, right? You like them? Mm.
Top tier. But they're like the Doritos that are like flavor blasted with craziness, you know? I can only have so much of them. It's like, oh my God, so much flavor. I'm like blasted into the wall.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be a good commercial for him. All dressed chips, crunch. Yeah.
Be a marble commercial too. Get blasted against the wall.
Yo, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Can you act it out?
Want to become a marble?
Yeah.
Type play in Twitch chat, and then you see the thing. Play, enter, and then the marble smashes you into the wall, and then like your face is in it at the same time. You're like, you become a marble.
Oh damn! That could be a commercial.
Yeah.
That could be the one that blows up marbles.
Mm-hmm. Real simple, 10 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, everybody. I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Any last minute.
Oh crap!
Gripes?
A bunch of people put stuff in. I didn't even see it. Is there a way to share how track time affects experience instead of... Yeah, so that was talked about earlier in Raw, so that's going to be a change that's coming next season. So, like, track time, all these different factors are going to mess with experience for streamers.
It's up to you to figure it out. The equation, we don't give out the exacts. It's up to you to figure it out.
Oh, is there a way to share? Oh, I didn't read that part.
Yeah.
So, okay. I think you're
doing
all
the stuff. It's like there, you see the details that you see, and it's just up to you to figure out.
Is the new viewer point change coming only for racers? Any insight on changing tilted viewer points too?
No, there's no tilted viewer point change.
And then just the racers, I guess? Well, yeah.
Well,
the experience is changing, but...
Honestly, the viewer point change, it's different. It's based on different variables, but the output will be very similar to what it is now. And there'll be more people being paid out, but we're not going beyond the top 10. It'll be within the top 10.
Gotcha.
So, like, we're taking the things we've learned from this three position and kind of achieving more, but in a similar way, with like a bunch more pieces of information that kind of wraps into the mix.
Will we ever get another Spooo and Pixel shared marbles tournament?
I don't know. I don't even like stream that much anymore.
You're not even a streamer, bro.
Nah, man.
You should probably just turn off your camera.
Just be done with it. Just
turn off your mic. I don't know. But you could deliver if you wanted to. If I came to you with something, I could get him to do something. We'll just leave it at that. I guess that's it.
That's it?
Yeah. Where's Pachinko?
Where's Pachinko? It's coming. It's another thing in the works. We have one developer, basically. 1.5. One in training. It's like... That's another thing to just take into account. Like, there's one person primarily programming the game.
Yeah.
So...
Spooo 7 most points. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a season of the Spooo.
Well, you could make your own Spooo chart, right, with your website, if you really wanted to now. Because like you could make your own Spooo season, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the frame of it now. You just like if Smurf just makes a site that tracks points, your own points, and you're just tallying up the races because you're sending, like you have it all. You have the ability to have your own Spooo season, like everything.
Well, yeah, and that's, I mean, basically what I'm gonna do is put up the past seasons, and then each new season I'm putting up there too. And yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Essentially what I'm doing. So, we're gonna raid.
Yeah, like, man.
Sorry. What?
No, I was just like saying, like anybody can do this, right? Like,
yeah. What
Smurf is tapping into isn't unique to Smurf. Like that's data that everybody can use. So, like, just once again, there's much more to this game hidden behind.
Yeah, this whole site thing that like Smurf is creating is insane.
Yeah. And then we're talking about for the overlay, like for the rev share, we're talking about giveaway races. So the potential for somebody to like purchase a giveaway race, and then the streamer would have a giveaway race, and then they'd be able to give away like 50 coins. Like it'd be preset kind of idea. So let's just say viewer spends $4, then there's 50 coins that the streamer can give away. They just pick the winner of a race, and then it gives away. So like stuff like that. And if we get that all working, we could probably do like incentives. So instead of we have like the challenge system, we can do incentives. So like reach certain amounts of like XP tiers, and then you get a giveaway race, and then you could just run one without somebody buying one. So there's like incentives to do that, and then that gives to your viewers. I think that's a stronger model. Like we're going to walk towards that direction for sure. It's like more rewarding the viewers who are involved. And then like with the app, that'll help a lot. So once we get the ability to play through the app, we could do a lot of fun stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. No, like the future's, once again, we're just building more. And then who knows what that NFT is going to do.
Yeah.
Beyond just triggering people on the daily.
Yeah. Let me get that NFT.
Can't do things people disagree with. Can't be different.
That is true, actually. Ooh. Yeah, and the NFTs are nice, man. I mean, even in terms of like, you know, a lot of people are like, the NFT art is like crap, blah, 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 blah. You know?
Yeah.
These look nice.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Airman did a killer job on him. So, yeah, I'm just going to dump value on people's heads who have them. It's going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
And the naysayers, like, I literally want to make the naysayers of the world just cry.
Right. Well, I think that is a huge driver of people who succeed in general, right?
Yeah.
People who tell
me no more.
Yeah, tell them that you can't do it. You can't do this.
Tell me more.
This is stupid.
Say it again. Yeah. Say it again.
Pixel, you suck. You can't do anything.
Yes.
NFTs are a scam. Actually, it's something that drove me early in my life. Because, I mean, my parents are amazing, but they were like, you know, they just wanted me to take the safe route. So after college, I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'm moving to Georgia. I'm in a band. I'm just gonna go bartend and like do that. And they're like, hey, you can't do that. No, you're not gonna survive. Blah blah blah. Tell me again. Tell me again. Man.
Yeah. Tell me I can't run a game studio out of my basement.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
All right,
guys, thanks for coming out. Pixel, thank you as always.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for chatting.